They called him Prophet Gabriel, a man of power, of miracles, of divine fire. He arrived in Lagos like a storm sent from heaven. His voice could silence a crowd. His eyes, sharp and calm, seemed to see into your soul. And when he lifted his hands, people fell to their knees, not from the spirit, but from fear and awe. They said he healed the sick. They said he raised the broken. They said his oil could open the heavens. But no one asked what lay behind the white robe and the holy smile. No one asked what darkness dressed as light. Ruth was one of them, a young woman searching for peace. Her marriage to David had grown cold. Arguments had replaced laughter. Silence had become their language. And so, when her friend told her about a man of God who could restore her home, she went, desperate and broken. The first day she saw him, he called her by name without being told. He said, "My daughter, your home is under attack." Tears rolled down her cheeks. How could he know? He told her, "Fear not. The Lord will use me to restore your joy." And from that day, she believed him completely. Weeks passed. Prophet Gabriel became her counselor, her comfort, her so-called messenger from heaven. He asked her to stay after services for private deliverance. At first, it was prayer. Then it was prophecy. And slowly, it became something darker. He told her that her problems were spiritual, that an evil spirit was hiding inside her, and that only spiritual cleansing through his anointing could set her free. And she trusted him. She closed her eyes in faith, unaware that the man she called Father in the Lord was using her faith to destroy her. Months went by. Prophet Gabriel grew richer. The congregation grew larger. He built mansions, drove expensive cars, and told the people, "This is God's blessing." And they believed him. They brought him gifts, offerings, and even their secrets. Women came to him for healing, and left with shame. Men came for guidance, and left blind to his deceit. But truth never sleeps. One Sunday, a young choir member named Chika disappeared. She had been one of his favorites, always near him during service, always singing during his special sessions. When she returned 3 months later, her belly told the story her lips could not. She was pregnant. And the father, she whispered to her friend, was none other than the prophet himself. The whispers began. 3 other women confessed in tears. One had been a widow. Another, a teenager from the choir. The third, a married woman who had come for prayer. Mama Rose, the oldest member of the church, could no longer stay silent. She stormed into his office and said, "Man of God, God is not mock. You cannot hide darkness in his name." Prophet Gabriel looked at her and smiled. He said, "Touch not my anointed, woman." And that was when heaven itself began to move. A journalist, driven by curiosity and pain, went undercover. Hidden cameras. Secret recordings. And soon, the truth burst into the open like fire. Videos of the prophet with his victims flooded social media. The same hands that claimed to bless had been destroying lives. The same mouth that preached purity had spoken lies. The city erupted in shock. Police stormed the church one evening during service. Prophet Gabriel stood at the altar as they approached. He raised his hands, pretending calm. "I am innocent," he said. "This is persecution." But the cuffs clicked shut all the same. The congregation screamed. Some wept in disbelief. Others hung their heads in shame. Ruth watched it all unfold on the news. Her heart shattered. She couldn't breathe. The man she had trusted, the man she thought was sent by God, had ruined her faith. David, her husband, found her crying. He held her tight and whispered, "You were only searching for peace. But peace can never live in deceit." The trial was long and painful. Dozens of victims came forward. Fraud. Manipulation. Abuse. Lies. When the judge read the sentence, 25 years in prison, Prophet Gabriel stood silent. No prophecy. No vision. Just the cold sound of justice. The church doors closed for months. But slowly, under new leadership, it reopened, this time, as a place of healing, not deception. Ruth and David began to rebuild their marriage. It was not easy. But they found something real again, faith that came from love, not fear. And in Lagos, People whispered the story to one another like a warning carried by the wind. Beware the man who hides sin behind holy oil. Because prophets may lie, but truth never does. They called him Prophet Gabriel. But he was just a man who used God's name for his own gain. And when the light came, his darkness could no longer hide.